Peggy Hickman was raised in a loving, close-knit family. But it was the unbreakable bond she shared with her father that comforted her most and gave her strength as she grew into a young woman. Fatefully, that bond would be cut short by his early passing, changing the course of Peggy's life forever. For more than 20 years, Peggy has been living with schizophrenia, a condition that causes her to hear a voice, one that taunts and teases her about her late father. After years of enduring this horrible torment, one day her doctor proposed a non-traditional coping tool.
He asked me if I had ever thought of running. And it was like, I'm thinking to myself, really? Like, I'm almost 57 years old at the time. I've never run in my life before, and 8 months ago I had open heart surgery. Like, I thought, this guy's really off his rocker. Like, so, but I thought, well, just to appease him, I said, okay, I'll try it. Like, so I did. I tried it. I went to the running room and I tried it, and I say it was love at first step. I loved it, and I've never looked back. So yeah.
Running has proved to be Peggy's true passion. It's given her the confidence and peace she has been searching for, and she now uses running as a vehicle for advocacy, education, and raising funds for schizophrenia.
From the love of running came another passion, which was advocating for people with schizophrenia and trying to bring awareness to the illness itself. And I have a message that I use every year in my fundraising for Race Weekend. I fundraise, and my message is the same every year. About that education is the key to understanding. Running gives me a confidence that I don't get anywhere else in my life. When I'm running, I feel totally confident. When I'm running, I don't feel ill. When I'm running, I figured out when I'm running that when my voice decides that he would like to join me in a run, I figured out that I can run faster than him, and so unless he can catch up with me, he has to wait until my run is finished. So yeah, run gives me a peace, brings me a peace that I desperately need. So yeah, I love it. I love it. The Army run this past fall, it was hot again. And Race Weekend was extremely hot. I have a really hard time running in the heat. I'm not a lover of the heat. So when the temperature goes above zero, it's like it's too hot for me. So, but got through Race Weekend okay. Then the Army run came and it was hot again. And I don't know, a lot of people seem to find the Army run a little more difficult heat-wise than Race Weekend for some reason this year. But during the Army run, my voice decided he was going to make his presence known. And for some reason, I couldn't outrun him that day. I couldn't outrun him, and he was running with me and totally getting into my head. I couldn't shake him, and ended up stopping. Stopped a police officer to ask if I could use his phone to try to get a hold of my husband, and he didn't have a phone for me to use, and I just kept going, and yeah, the race wasn't pleasant. I didn't know what to do. He kept telling me that everyone was laughing at me, that I need to get off the course, that everybody was laughing, but I had nowhere to go. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't thinking clearly at that point, and I didn't know what to do at all. I finally sat down on the curb, was just sitting there crying and crying, then I heard my name, and it startled me because I thought, but it was a husband of one of the girls I run with, and he sat with me for a while and told me to, just stay with him, and we will wait for his wife, who was coming up. She was having a difficult run physically, and why don't I wait for her, and So I sat there with him, which was really comforting, and then when she arrived, it was almost like that took my focus off of my voice, and it was like all of a sudden I wanted to help her, so her and I finished the run. We said, we're going to finish this run, the two of us together. We don't care how long it takes us. And we did. We finished the run. It was an awful, awful run, but we finished it. And just before we got to the finish line, we could see the cameramen at the finish line. And so we both kind of stopped and freshened ourselves up a little bit, and it was totally a fake picture coming across the finish line. We were smiling, and that was the last thing we were really doing. But it was really nice. It was really nice to finish with somebody. So
Peggy has since created a running group called Run With It that addresses social inclusion, stigma, and barriers to wellness, has made numerous TV and radio appearances debunking myths about schizophrenia, and raised thousands of dollars for the schizophrenia program at the Royal. It's not the illness that defines Peggy Hickman, it's what she does in spite of it.